Hello, everybody. This is something I thought that people might have to know and probably need to know that you're not seeing out there, but a bunch of scandalous garbage. So this is major news on the end of the dollar. This is popular reports. I'll let him speak.
Is the United States getting the message yet? Half of the world's economies are now not using the dollar. We've just received word that the Asian Clearing Union, 11 more Asian countries have chosen to get off the dollar, and we're not talking about sometime in the future, some nebulous next month. In July, they're going to start using something other than dollars to transfer money back and forth. The international SWIFT payment system that the United States runs is not going to be used in these 11 countries. And it's even more than that, because we're going to get through a few other countries that are already off SWIFT. Friends, this is big, big news. The United States is not paying attention to the consequences of using sanctions as an economic weapon on everyone who disagrees with the United States. And that's exactly where we are now. We get this idea that everybody supports what the United States is doing in Eastern Europe. We're sending more. We're sending more weapons and more weapons and more weapons. We're sending Polish soldiers in to do attacks. We're sending special operations soldiers from a whole bunch of different countries in Western Europe as well as the United States. And there seems to be no counter to this. And we keep telling ourselves that the entire world supports what we're doing, when in fact half the population of the world does not support what we're doing. In fact, half of the population of the world disagrees with the United States about this. And they are moving their money. They are moving with their feet away from the United States. And most clearly, they're doing this through not using U.S. dollars. We're going to jump into that and a whole bunch more, folks. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade. Yeah, we're going to be talking about money here. We're going to be talking about some specifics. We're going to be talking about facts that the mainstream media does not want to talk about. Things that are important to you that will impact you. Please do like and subscribe to this channel if you find value in this content. So, what are these countries that are getting off of the US dollar, off the SWIFT system? And when you hear what system they're getting on, it should tell you how bad things are. They are abandoning the SWIFT system, run by the United States, to join Iran's CPAM system. Yes, they're ditching the American system and going for Iran's system. That's how bad it is, okay? These are the guys that they use Photoshop. They're the North Korea of Western Asia, okay? This country has had a hard time keeping their oil pumps running. They're joining that because they've had it so much up to here with the United States lording it over everyone. So who's joining? India, Pakistan. Yes, India and Pakistan are going to jump on Iran's system because they're both so angry at the United States that they're willing to work together. India and Pakistan, they can't agree on anything. They're literally shooting at each other. But they can agree on this, that they'd rather work with Iran together than to continue to be subjugated to the tyranny of the U.S. dollar and the whims of U.S. presidents. India, Pakistan, Iran, of course, Bangladesh, Myanmar, so it's Burma, Maldives, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, and Belarus. Now, noticeably asked are two names that you probably like, what about China and Russia, right? Well, China has set their own SWIFT system, and they're getting other countries to kind of do like one-way trades with them. So China has their own SWIFT system, and they've gotten Brazil to agree to join their SWIFT system. So Brazil and China are not on the US dollar anymore, except when they're trading with the United States or other countries that are only on the SWIFT system. And then Russia, of course, has kicked off SWIFT completely. They are doing direct trades directly with Iran. They're doing direct trades with India, but we'll probably see Russia start coordinating with the Asian Clearing Union as well as organizing with the Chinese SWIFT. So we have all these countries. Over half the world's population have gotten off the US dollar now. As of 2 weeks from today. That's how bad things are. That's how fast things. People are like, oh, that BRICS thing's never going to happen. People aren't going to actually stop using the dollar. It's going to take them forever to. Friends, it's here. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and half the world's population will no longer be using SWIFT. U.S. sanctions will allow half the world's population to continue trading with each other, even if we sanction them completely. Next country that comes up against us, let's say Rwanda, is like, you know what, United States, we hate you. And the United States says, well, we're going to sanction you. Rwanda will still be able to trade with half of the world's population. Big deal. Friends, our circle of friends is getting smaller and smaller every day. The economic power of coercion is decreasing, and yet the United States is not getting the message. Not getting the message at all. We have our Secretary of State Blinken is over in China. He had to beg them to allow him to come. They scolded him over the phone. There used to be a day where the United States scolded China. Now, the U.S. Secretary of State has to listen to a tongue lashing before he's allowed to enter China. This is how far we've fallen. I thought we were going to have the adults back in charge in Washington, D.C., that our respect was going to go higher, and yet, where has it gone? It's gone into the toilet. And yet the United States is not getting the message whatsoever. We've just gotten word out this week that the United States Coast Guard, in addition to not securing the southern border, in addition to not securing the border from illegal aliens, it's going to take on a new task, patrolling the coast of China. You say, wait, why would it be patrolling the coast of China? And I'm going to kick that question back to you. I don't know why the United States Coast Guard is going to be protecting the coast of China from the Chinese. But apparently that's going to be a thing now. The United States Coast Guard is going to start deploying cutters to the South China Sea to disputed Chinese territory. Okay, frankly, we're going to say that, well, where it's going to be operating around Taiwan and these other places are going to be international waters. Friends, if China started sending warships to regularly patrol just in international waters off the west coast of the United States, I promise you we'd be freaking out about it. But why would the United States send not just Navy ships, but U.S. Coast Guard vessels to go protect the coast of Taiwan, go protect the coast of the Philippines, protect the coast of Japan, protect everybody else's coast, and of course, not our coast. Just like we send billions and billions of dollars to build up border walls on everyone else's countries, but when it comes to the United States, we're not allowed to do that. We're over there helping a territorial dispute between a bunch of illegal Russian immigrants into Western Europe, armed illegal immigrants. We're sending billions and billions of weapons and weapon systems and everything like that to go attack them. But we have armed illegal immigrants coming across our border. And we're not doing anything about that. We're giving them free cell phones, giving them free health care, giving them free bus rides. We're giving them free housing. We're giving them free food from food We're wondering why we're running out of food at our food banks. We're wondering why our food stamp program is running out of money. Well, I'll tell you why it's running out of money. Why is our healthcare system fracturing? Because we have all these people who don't pay for these things, who are receiving all these free benefits because they walked across the border. In a lot of cases, they walked up to a checkpoint and said the right things, and they got documented, and then they got released inside the United States. That's where we are, folks. We won't protect ourselves, but we're going to go protect the Chinese coast from the Chinese military. We are sticking our nose in everyone else's business, but unwilling to deal with our own business. Where does that leave us? 11 countries from the Asian Clearing Union are going to stop using the SWIFT program in 2 weeks' time. China, Russia, and Brazil are already using their own systems.
When you're a kid, you're told to chase your dreams. And in golf, no matter who you...
Pretty soon, there's even rumors that that countries like France want to join those clearing unions. I hate to break it to you, folks, but France is already using China's SWIFT system. Yeah. They're a little treacherous there. We came and bailed them out of the whole World War II thing and the World War I thing. But they're using the SWIFT system, but they're also using the Chinese SWIFT system. Are they going to start using the Iranian SWIFT system as well? Maybe. We're going to see how that works out. This Asian Clearing Union, they're going to transition it from being the Iranian SWIFT system to being their own system for all of their countries. But that's a large amount of trade out there, folks. How long before Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, and all these other countries start jumping on board with that too? What happens when all the Middle East suddenly abandons the SWIFT system? What happens when all of Africa suddenly abandons the SWIFT system? How will Elon Musk get his slave labor minerals out of Africa without being able to use US dollars? That's going to be a lot of a burden on him. But I do believe that he's already probably tied into the Chinese SWIFT system, so he should be all right. But friends, the dude in the White House is not going to be happy about this. When he pulls out the economic sanctions hammer and starts swinging at somebody else, they might just laugh at him. Sort of like how China is laughing at Blinken, our Secretary of State over there right now, who is being humiliated. The idea that the Tiananmen Square massacres are not mentioned anymore because China doesn't want them mentioned anymore. And we have to be very careful about our language about Taiwan. Friends, they're going over to China to kiss the ring because the power of the world is shifting from the United States and Europe over to Asia. That's the truth. That's where we are. Hopefully you're paying attention because the US dollar is about to lose its value dramatically. Billions upon billions, possibly trillions of dollars worth of trade every year is going to stop using dollars. And that means with less people using dollars, the value of the dollar is going to start cratering. People are going to have a whole heck of a lot less dollars sitting in their vaults. They're going to start turning those dollars into the U.S. Federal Reserve and saying, we want other currencies for this money, which is going to drop the value of the dollar like you won't believe. If half the world stops using dollars, that means the price of a dollar will be cut in half. Yikes. You want to see what the store shelves at your store look like overnight when everything has just doubled in price? That is a scenario that is not unlikely. That is a reasonable scenario. In fact, it will be much worse than that because as the spiral starts, it doesn't stop. It keeps on going. Over the past year, we have experienced high inflation, much higher than the government lets on, because countries are abandoning the dollar, and we're feeling it here at home. Act accordingly, folks. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar.
Okay, I want to tell you too that here I noticed when I take the bus and stuff that I don't see as much corn as I used to, and soybean. There's not much growing it that I have seen in the fields here in Michigan. So I don't know, when I heard that other states up this way are doing the same thing, it's going to be a very hard time. So that's what I've got for you today. I've also figured out, because I took a nap today, and every time I do, I wake up with something that comes into my head. When I think about something for a long time, I figure it out, and I take a nap and I wake up and there it is. But with the more immoral behavior with the alphabet mafia and all that stuff, I have the solution and I know what it is. And I'm going to do another video on that. But yeah, I thought this was important, and I just wanted to let you all know. Keep prayerful and mindful, and get prepared as much as you can. I mean, it's not easy anymore. But I'll talk to you later. God bless. Peace and love.